So at that time, the non-Muslims used to come to the mosque. And that is where the dialogue happens, the sharing of Islam takes place. The mosque at the time of Prophet Muhammad was not only for prayer. Today, unfortunately, we have restricted the mosque only for 5 daily prayers and maybe some lectures here and there, some talks, right? But at the time of Prophet Muhammad, the mosque used to be the pulse, the heart of all the activities that happens around. The marketplace were around the mosque. Any discussion, administration of the country or whatever, all takes place in the mosque itself, very active. Okay, courtesy. Prophet Muhammad visits the poorest of ailing persons, exhorted all Muslims to do likewise, would sit with the humblest of persons, invited slaves, servants or poor to share his meals. Okay, when visiting, always get permission before entering. He always joined in household work and would at times mend his own clothes, repair his shoes, and sweep the floor. He would milk, tether, and feed his animals, and do the household shopping. So this was Prophet Muhammad. Would help in manual work of orphans and widows. What about children? Today, when we want to learn Islam, or we go for Quranic classes, yeah? Okay, always the teacher, ustaz or ustazah, in their hand they would be holding what? Rotan. Okay, I didn't say this, you said this, right? You can answer, was always hold a pen or a book. You can say that also, right? I didn't say, you say holding rotan. Isn't it so? This is the image we have, right? You learn Islamic subjects or you go for Quranic classes, in the hand of the ustaz or ustazah is always rotan. This is the mental image we have. Did the Prophet ever hold rotan in front of children? Did he ever do that? Did he ever raise his voice and scold the children? Ayo budak-budak, belakang, belakang. Dah sunat ke belum? Belakang. Did the Prophet do that to the children? No. Did the Prophet ever beat a child? No. In fact, Prophet used to play childish games with the children. He would also be like children and play with them. And I would imagine the children at the time would consider Prophet Muhammad like a big-sized child. You know what I mean? A grown-up child. Okay? So much so, they feel so comfortable, so nice to be with Prophet Muhammad. He sometimes gives lifts to the children on his camel. Imagine you are driving your car, okay? And then the children by the roadside, the village and so on, you give them a lift into the car. And the children may not have entered a car before in their lifetime. How do you think the children would feel? Okay, and then we buy the car, going into the village, they see their friends, they so call their friends. Can you imagine this? Okay, okay, would pick up children in his arm. There was sometimes he would pick up the baby, and the baby urinate on his clothes. Now, if you pick up a baby, let's say you are a king, for example, a leader, you pick up a baby, and the baby urinate on your clothes, what will happen? Worst come to worst, menyesal aku. Okay, worst come to worst. No, see, get some water, sprinkle it over. Small matter. In fact, when the Prophet was leading the prayer, Imam, and the Muslims were behind. When the Prophet do sujood, his grandchildren Hussein and Hassan, what they did? Climb over the Prophet and playing camel. Right? Sometimes we have experience. Okay, our daughter or granddaughter or grandchild, for example, they may come to our back while we are doing sujood. What do? Right? The Prophet, no. He do the sujood so long until the grandchildren were satisfied playing, and they on their own left the Prophet. And then only the Prophet, Allahu Akbar, get up, and all the Muslims also doing sujood together for so long. Okay, for so long, and they get up. End of the salah, some of the companions come and ask, "Oh Prophet, why so long the sujood? Extraordinarily long. Did you get wahyu or what? Revelation or what?" The Prophet said, "No, my grandchildren were playing at my back." Can you imagine today, you being the imam? Can the sisters be the imam? Yes, when you're praying with the women, right? Okay, when you are the imam, if your nephew or your niece, in your case I have to say that lah, not married, right? Okay, okay, they climb on your back, and the others are also doing sujood together. What would you do? Even though we know about this story, is it easy for us to do this? Still not easy. Okay, he would kiss them, never hit or raise his voice against the children. Okay, his character, he never lose hope to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, never agitated, is always steadfast in his mission for the work of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. When his uncle, Abu Lahab, advised him to stop preaching Islam, what did the Prophet say? "Oh my uncle, if they place the sun in my right hand and the moon in my left hand, to force me to renounce my work, verily I would not desist therefrom until Allah made manifest his cause, or I perish in the cause or in the attempt." Even if they want to give Prophet Muhammad the sun on the right hand and the moon on the left hand, is that possible? It is not possible, right? But even you have to do this, I will not stop from my work. I will not stop. This is very clear that Prophet Muhammad was not in his mission to gain worldly things. No. Okay, justice and compassion. He did not discriminate between Muslims and non-Muslims, believers and unbelievers. He does not discriminate between them. All get equal justice in Islam. All get equal justice. Many, and Prophet said, many a community ruined itself in the past as they only punish the poor and ignore the offense of the exalted. But Allah, if Muhammad's daughter Fatima had committed the crime of theft, her hands would also have been severed or amputated. Even if Fatima do something that is wrong, the daughter of Prophet Muhammad, and Prophet Muhammad loved Fatima so much, she is also not immune from the law. Okay, practice equality. He asked people to shun notions of any form of superiority. Never feel we are superior to another person. In the Quran, in Surah Al-Hujurat, chapter 49, verse number 13, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, "The most honored in the sight of God is the one with most taqwa, righteousness, piety." Never we feel we are superior, because we ourselves do not know how much taqwa we have. So never judge other people when our own taqwa also we do not know. For an example, to the Muslims, if you die now, can you guarantee you will go to heaven first? You will directly go to heaven? Can you guarantee that? No. So who are we to judge other people? Who are we to feel superior to other people? Okay? Always be humble. Ask people to be righteous. Mix with everyone on equal terms. During a halt on the journey, the Prophet himself also did his share of the work to find the firewoods. And the companions say, "Oh Prophet, you don't have to do this. You're the leader. You don't have to go and do the work." What did the Prophet say? "You are right, it is true. But I do not like to attribute any distinction to myself." Okay? Allah does not like the man who considers himself superior to his companions. Sometimes we may have certain position, worldly position, make us feel we are more superior than other fellow human beings. We shouldn't do that. We are all equal. The most honored in the sight of God is the one with most taqwa. Kindness to animals, there are many examples here. Forbid cutting the tails and mane of horses. Branding of animals as soft spots only, so that the animal does not suffer pain much. Okay, not keeping horses saddled unnecessarily. Forbid overloading of animals. He asked people to return the chicks to the mother bird when they found certain chicks of the birds. Okay, in fact, during the march to Mecca, okay, during the